All right, Aquarius, we have not done a Celtic cross in a very long time. So we're going to do one right now, and we're going to use the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. This tarot deck, what I find cool about it are the messages on the cards. They're very unusual, and there are these little tiny symbols all over the place. So I think it's good sometimes to switch to a completely different deck because it gives an opportunity for a different kind of a message to come in. So I will just pause the tape while I shuffle, and then we'll get started. Before we start, we're going to get an oracle card split. It may make it easier for us to know when we see the cards that come out, we may not have to clarify as much. All right, in 3, please. Can we have a hint about how to interpret the reading that we're about to see? One more for Aquarius, please. Thank you so much. Okay, it's right here. Liberation and the boat. And that boat is kind of like the 6 of Swords, which is, successful, moving forward and things becoming easier. So if we're to look at this card as if it's the 6 of Swords, Mercury in Aquarius being able to pluck information out of the air easily, that could be some kind of heightened perception. It may be that putting physical distance between yourself and something or someone may liberate you. It's a really beautiful, freeing energy. So I am going to speed up the tape here to go through the shuffling so you won't be bored to death. So if you are susceptible to seizures, just look away and I'll tell you when to look back. So close your eyes right now. Keep them closed. Okay, open. We're going to start by taking a peek at the card at the bottom of the deck, and it's the 6 of Cups. Now, in this deck, there is a different sort of a message on the card. Give yourself the compassion that you were never given. So we're to combine that message with the fact that the 6 of Cups is a card of the past. And you could put 2 and 2 together, and I think probably what the message is here is quite simply that you were not given compassion. You were not shown empathy or compassion. It was not your fault. Usually that happens because a parent is simply suffering from pain from their past. So instead of passing the pain along, the challenge may be here. The challenge may be to first recognize the problem, the issue. It was not your fault. That makes it easier to realize that you did deserve compassion. Now we're going to start going through these cards. We're going to begin with the issue. The issue is the Justice card. That's a card of Libra. Look at the message. Stick to your truth, and everything will turn out just fine. I noticed you're on your laptop there. So there may have been some online bullying, or it may simply be that the issue is that you need to defer to your own truth and start putting faith in it again. We're going to clarify using the Tarot of the Hidden Realm deck, all right? Now, I want to know what justice is. What's going on here? Why is justice coming out? Wow. All right, so we just got the 4 of Cups clarifying the issue of justice. So I do believe, where I don't do reversals, I think there was an injustice. Something was not fair. and you're left in this feeling of being rejected. So something may not have been offered to you, and it was not fair that you were feeling rejected. That Four of Cups right there, that's the same card in the Cozy Witch Tarot deck. It's also in the fear position. So this makes sense. This is, causing fear at the moment. But this can be cleared up. Because the Four of Cups that's in the actual spread is in the hopes and fears position, and there's some kind of person there. It's like a customer who is saying, a picky customer, an annoying customer. You're trying to do your best here, and there's somebody, it's just never good enough. They might be saying, do you have another size cup? Or, Matt, do you have, what is that, 2%? Or when somebody's being difficult here, and it could be an elder, it could be a mother or a grandmother. Somebody is just never, ever satisfied with what you offer them. This could be some form of rejection. I asked to clarify justice, and we get Four of Cups. So I feel like this is an injustice. Somebody is refusing something. I'm going to keep going. What is going on in the Four of Cups? It's, a King of Cups. I was about to say, oh boy, I'm getting some harsh energy here. Something that I forgot to mention when I was recording this reading is that could be somebody, a masculine in your family with a drinking problem. So there could have been a father or or a stepfather. There's somebody there that has some kind of a substance issue. Right? That's just for some of you. For others, it could be emotional manipulation that, you may have felt rejected by a masculine or father figure because they didn't show any unconditional love. Stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. What energy is this King of Cups bringing toward Aquarius? What energy is this King of Cups? Ooh, now I knew that was a troublemaking energy. 10 of Wands. Somebody has caused you an enormous amount of difficulty. Enormous amount of difficulty. The other energies that could come from this would be somebody who was very stubborn, somebody who wouldn't give up, some kind of a cyclical, toxic habit that needed to end. Somebody may have been a bully. Someone may have forced you to do something, or a lot of responsibilities may have been put on your shoulders. Could be any one of these things. Remember that 10 of Wands is often something that is very, very difficult to do. If the King of Cups were a father figure that withheld showing love, it may have vapor trailed down to you, and you may find it very difficult to show emotion. Something like that. There was enormous amount of difficulty or pressure put on you here. Or just an energy that is now causing difficulty. Let's just keep going. So we've got Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer, and Libra energy there with the issue. The challenge is a Two of Swords. Now in this deck, somebody is unable to figure out what it is that they truly want. It's causing indecision. For some of you, there was cruel treatment when you were a child, all right? It's almost as if indecision that you're experiencing now is, you may not even be able to tell why you're indecisive, but somebody negatively reinforced you expressing what you truly want. Because in this card, you had two paths, only two. You had to choose between either being indecisive or the path of a witch. So in other words, somebody may have, these were the only two options. Why were these the only two options? Why was being, you didn't want to be a witch. Why were these the only two options? Because you're a star? Yeah. Wow. Because over here you can actually see your ability. You could perceive things as a child that human beings normally don't. This star, this is the star in this deck, isn't it beautiful? This star is communicating with the butterfly, but what they have in common is that they can both perceive ultraviolet light, which a human being normally doesn't. So I believe that because of your abilities, you got labeled. If a witch, I'm just looking at the card reigning the reading. So reigning the reading, we have a little coven up there. And their motto is teamwork makes the spell work. I feel that those are people trying to copy you, trying to be like you. And maybe, or it could be somebody who actually, conspired to try and hurt you or do some kind of damage. But I think that they were envious and intimidated by your abilities. There's some evidence here that they were aware that you had something exceptional about you. I'm just going to see who's doing witchcraft up there. I don't know why. There's some kind of a spell. But there's a group of people doing this, and there is a giant cauldron. I feel like these could be, I feel like your mother might be up there, and an aunt, and maybe an older sibling. Why did Aquarius begin to become indecisive? Shame and guilt over your truth or about your truth. Now you know why the issue is stick to your own truth and you'll be just fine. So you may have been able to see truths, to see through things, but somehow you were seen as a witch. So you protect yourself by going back to just allowing someone else to choose for you. Notice how you may be wearing some sunglasses there to protect your eyes from light. Maybe you could actually see ultraviolet light. Maybe you had to do something to compensate for an actual exceptional ability. And if you expressed a truth of what you were seeing, you were made, there's negative reinforcement here and guilt. Or they made you ashamed of your exceptional abilities. And in addition to that, you were discouraged from utilizing your magical abilities. You may have literally started dumbing yourself down. Now remember the issue. Stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. So maybe what you were taught to do in the past is to not trust your own divine perception. So you may have ended up deferring to their, limited perception of the world and not trusting your own perception. This was not your error, obviously. You see, that could be some spell work that was done that actually harmed you. What are those three nasty losers doing up there? What are they doing? What are those losers doing up there? Okay, there's a couple that are coming out. All right. So We have one nasty person in the Queen of Swords. Very, very nasty. You can really see the difference between, so there's this nasty Queen of Swords. And I think I think the Queen of Swords is the nasty one. I believe that Queen of Pentacles is you. I believe that's you. There is a reason why I think that's you. Yeah. That's you. Now, you know why? And this applies if you're a man. Because of the hair. I also feel like they made you dumb yourself down, or you may have gone into just ignore me mode, staying out of their line of vision to protect yourself. And I feel like that's, this would have been you. They were doing some kind of, let's just clarify this Queen of Swords, but she's nasty. She looks very nasty. So this person is angry with you. She may have been constantly raising her sword to you. She may have not liked it when you were looking your best. So besides raising their sword to you, what are they doing up there? What are they doing up there? What were they doing? Did something just come out? I'm seeing things. What were they doing up there? Something just came out. Oh my God, the King of Swords. Remember that the King of Swords rules like a tyrant. This is a brother and sister, by the way. This is a brother and a sister. The Queen of Swords is not the counterpart to the King of Swords. She's the King of Swords' sister. Now have a look at the card that comes out as to why they're doing this to you. It's the King of Pentacles and you, and I feel, and you're coming out as a fairy. I don't know if you can see her ear. I believe that this is representing magical abilities that were passed down through genealogy that they didn't get, but you got it. So we're continuing to ask here what they were doing up there. And this is kind of scary in this deck. I believe both of these cards are you, except that, so there's you being healthy. That person in this deck is bringing herself back to life. And then when we look at the other two cards that came out, we've got the Tower and the Four of Pentacles. The Tower may have been why you had to bring yourself back to life. The Four of Pentacles there could be information that has been concealed from you about some kind of attempt on your life as a child. Let's just keep going. Now, the subconscious energy is a Page of Pentacles. And this is what you did, I think, in the past. When life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. It's almost like everything you did was enchanted. Everything you touched, you added a special touch to something. So you've still got that energy with you. Just look at how magical. There's little stars around the lemonade that you made. And you've got a pentagram there. So you combined fire, earth, air, water, and spirit. And that pentagram is upright. Let's see what's going on with them. Hang on. Hang on, I've got to put on my glasses. Just a sec. right, so first of all, the pentagrams that are carved into the picnic table are all in different directions. So clearly some of them are inverted. Now, notice how there's only one person there actually doing the spell work. The other two people are engaged in conversation. They're not paying any attention to what that person is doing. Let's ask what's the saying? Teamwork makes the spell work. Someone in your family may have turned siblings against you, or maybe something very unexpected happened here. Something very unexpected happened. You may have survived a fall or an accident. And I'll show you why I think that is. Because there's some kind of ancestral magical energy that you've got there. This could be an ancestor that actually protected you as you were falling, or because do you see that little that white energy there? And do you see how you're free falling? You're not in a panic. That person is in a panic, a huge panic. But you're coming down very gracefully. I want you to look at the position of your arms there as you're falling, and look at the position of your arms in this card, which we'll look at in a moment. There's you being alive. There's you and your ancestor. There's the mean sister. There's somebody very cruel that could be a brother. It also could be a lawman investigating something, by the way. Let's just find out what that woman did, because something blew up in her face. It's possible that the King of Swords, if that's a sibling, a brother, she may have, what blew up in her face was that the brother may have been very seriously injured in whatever that was while you survived. So something really backfired there. What was the unexpected thing that happened? Oh my good Lord. Whoa. First of all, it looks like she may be running from the scene. She may have gotten, do you see those crows? They're actually, and I feel like that's blood on her face. That's not you, that's her. And crows are very, very intelligent. I knew kind of a mean, I had one of my female friends probably about 15 years ago. She was always making these little passive aggressive jellyfish sting comments to me. And I would always be just hurt by it. I would never send it back. But one day she was walking home from work and she got viciously attacked by some crows. And I think what happened was the crows just picked up on her negative, sour energy. Somebody is running here. Something really backfired on that woman. She may have, there may have been people who were injured here. You weren't. How is... Yeah, not now she's wary. That's wary about a truth here. I feel like what may have happened, if it doesn't have to be spell work. It's just somebody, either your siblings or a mother, or aunts, somebody when you were a child got jealous, and they sent some very mean energy toward you. And I feel like they teamed up. They got a couple of people on their side, and whatever it did, it made you go into this hiding mode, as staying out of their line of vision mode. You may have been blamed for something that they did. They may have, because now I understand now what's in the recent past. This is in the past. The Three of Wands is in the past. So you were successful, and I feel like this could be you, writing an essay that did really well, or you got, some kind of, the message in this Three of Wands is put yourself out there and you'll be rewarded one way or another. And I feel like you did once, and that is what that's what put you on their radar. Everything you touched was enchanted. You survived some kind of disaster. You may have been so young you don't even remember it. For some of you, I'm sorry about saying this, but I'm seeing for some of you, sometimes some really harsh stuff comes out on these readings. And the reason why I include it is because there is somebody out there that needs to hear this. For some of you, or at least one of you, you almost drowned. And I feel like there were family, you were in their line of vision and they did nothing. They didn't alert anyone. And you survived it. And I feel like it's because of all these sparklies around you. Just look at all the sparkles. You were born with that energy. It's ancestral energy because your ears are like a fairy's ears. But, so the challenge now is making decisions and getting rid of this guilt. You may feel guilty about something that happened that actually was not your fault, or maybe you feel guilty about communicating with the divine. You don't want to hurt nature. You may actually be wary of your own powers, and it could be because what you saw was that these people got some punishment right away as soon as they tried to do something bad to you. And you may have felt guilty about that, even though that's what they got. They put that on themselves. Anyway, in the very near future, we have a beautiful, beautiful healing energy. This is a major arcana. It's Leo energy card, or major arcana card number 19, the Sun. Listen to the message. Give yourself permission to experience joy. So, these are all the things that were negatively reinforced in the past. And on the bottom of this deck, I was going to clarify, but I'm getting an Ace of Swords. Give yourself permission to feel joy. Wow. Yeah. So, look at your ears again. Do you see this Page of Swords here? You're kind of looking down there, but the Page of Swords is very intelligent, and the Page of Swords knows. The Page of Swords can see things, can pick up information like crazy. Now, do you see that Three of Pentacles there? It's the same card that's reigning the energy. So I feel like but this is something that's actually working. This person this may be an ancestor as well, because I'm looking at his ears. Your ears. There's something there, you're maybe looking at work as something that you do well in a different way and being proud again of your abilities. I'm just going to check. I've got to find my Tarot of Hidden Realm guide and find out what's going on in that Three of Pentacles. It's different, obviously, from what's going on up there. It's Mars in Capricorn, and the reason why I think this is really good is that Mars is exalted in Capricorn. The earth energy organizes the fire energy, and something just comes together beautifully. It works. It's like it's a engine that runs like a well-oiled machine. It's awesome. I'm just going to get the guidebook and see what exactly is going on in there. It's a change in what you're going to be doing. This could be somebody that you are going to be working with. Okay, but what you're making is solid, earnest. That's not a collaboration. That's like, it ain't anything like this sick collaboration by these psychos. Hang on now. I just want to show you something. For some of you, there may have actually been something that happened in a forest. Somebody may have actually tried to poison you or something. I'll tell you why. Queen of Swords. Pence. All right. Do you see how they're in a forest and there's a cauldron? Now, I'm going to read you the description of this card because I think that's you. In Tarot of the Hidden Realm deck. There it is. Under the heavy silence of a dark moon, she makes her way to a clearing in the forest. The open space is small and is contained as if in a living cauldron made of trees. A fitting place, she muses, for an act of transformation. See, I think you were dead at this point and you came back to life because listen to this. She stands perfectly still, feet firmly on the earth, arms quiet at her sides, eyes closed. She waits until everything within her stops moving, until she wonders if even her heart is still beating. So maybe they got you to eat something or drink something that they may have tried to poison you or something. Now, just watch this, what ended up happening to you. She smiles as she feels it, a tiny spark of starlight in her heart. She wills it to release into her blood, to move slowly into her veins, to grow, each beat taking it further and further through her body. A breeze brushes her skin and images appear, dark and curving, tracing the flow from heart to fingertips. So her power peaks, partnering with the night, she sees how strong and beautiful her inner light can be. Her power peaks with a flourish of her arms in the wake of her elegant fingers and are fireflies, And so she continues on through the dark hours, amazed with what she has discovered within herself. Dawn breaks and she lies on the forest floor. Spent and happy, she faced the night of her soul and found a fiery core. Somebody may have really, I'm just going to ask, I'm going to grab a different deck. I want to know what that blonde woman was doing back there. What deck? I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot. No pun intended. Okay, what is that blonde, witchy troublemaker doing back there? What is she doing with the cauldron? Lying. Oh, now I do think she gave you something. See, there is something in that cup that's not good. What is she doing back there? Trying to end something. The world? Probably trying to end you. Whoa, she was. What she's doing back there, this backfired. Look. Look at the owl. It backfired on her. And so something, this doesn't have to be a death. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. But here's what I feel the general energy is. Somehow you raised their ire because they were jealous. You dumbed yourself down. That still didn't work. And they caused their own demise and you ended up feeling guilty about it. Anyway, Now, let's find out what this is, okay? The Three of Pentacles in the hidden journey into the hidden realm. The Three of Pentacles, one moment. So it's Mars and Capricorn. Because you see, this is coming up in the very near future. And it's right along with you're giving yourself permission to experience joy. There's sun and healing and joy and happiness. And there's a change with the Page of Swords. And I feel like you're back to your regular self here. You're actually using, because look at your ears. You're using your talents. Now, I'm going to find out what the heck that is. Well, in this deck, I mean, it could be someone that you're working with, but in this deck, it's all of these, the creative energy, the Capricorn energy, and the fire energy all are in one person. So I think what's happening, this card celebrates the urge and ability to create, to make, to do it yourself. The Three of Pentacles lets you know that you have the ability, the vision, and the materials necessary to create something of value. People, so they're describing this person, right ear ringing. People come to him to request items of both beauty and practicality. So you have the ability to do both these things. As they describe their desires, he closes his eyes and loses himself in the dark. That's you coming up with a fresh idea. Then, from the emptiness, from nothing, a vision emerges as their words begin to create shapes in his mind. He selects his material carefully, finding the perfect substance to transform. The shape of his vision flows through his hands, which work the metal gently, releasing the art hidden inside. The idea, the raw material, and that's the fire energy, and his skill, that's the Capricorn energy, come together, creating something magical. So I think what's happening in the very near future, you could be creating, you're doing something that you love to do. You're experiencing joy. You're creating things, and it looks to me like this Page of Swords has to do with a change, okay? Now I know why this is in the tools position. In the tools position, we have Knight of Swords energy, but the message is be ambitious, chase your every dream. You're researching something here. You've also got a cell phone in your hand. I can see what the other hand is holding. Hang on. Okay, well, the other hand is holding a book. So what you're doing here, but on your shirt it says book blogger. So I feel that what you're doing is, it could be something on the internet, it could be a YouTube site, it could be anything. On the wall, there's a unicorn. So whatever you're doing, it is totally original. There is no copy of this. It cannot be copied. This can only be produced by you. And there's nobody else that can do what it is that you're doing here. You may literally be doing this from home. Now, the other thing you could be doing, these books may be old books. And do you see how some of them look like journals? Those are journals that either you wrote in, or this could be information. No, I feel like the journals are, you may write things down first, because you're holding, it's not a book, it's like a scribbler. Do you see how these things with the binding on them are like journals, blank journals that you've written in? The other books are information sources, but look how they are old. I feel like this is, so this doesn't have to represent an actual book. It's some kind of knowledge that you have, a lot of it as well. Okay, so the tools are to chase your every dream. Now, the outside influences, this is incredible. We got 2 aces, by the way. The outside influences is an Ace of Wands. And just look at the sparkles. Look at the message here. Don't you see how your passion makes you glow? So the message obviously here is when you're doing something that you're passionate about, there's some kind of a glow up here. as opposed to serving coffee to these snobs. Try not to be so picky. Okay, there's somebody who's, this is a very mundane job. This is what those yahoos up there are going to end up doing if they're still alive. But this, sorry, I don't mean to be making jokes about it, but they tried to off you. In addition to all of the above, that unicorn on the wall, what that represents is that what you're doing is something that is magical, that nobody else can do. Anyone can serve coffee, but they cannot do what you're creating there. To them, it looks impossible, and it is impossible for them. Notice how in the beginning of the reading, you were in the Four of Cups. Now look who's in the Four of Cups. Because I feel that represents the maximum abilities of your siblings. Look at what you are doing. They cannot do this. You have an artistic ability and a creative ability here. You're doing what you're passionate about. You're creating a product here. Now we're going to understand the final outcomes. The final outcome began with the Page of Wands, and now we get this because this is a new change. You may actually be decorating a new home, a new room, but this card reminds us that not everyone can do what you're doing. Just because you're passionate about it doesn't mean it'll be effortless. You're working. But you love it. But what you're doing, you do work hard. Yeah, it's somebody who's in a very creative mindset. And they've just begun a passionate project, okay? Now, there is a lot of, it's like there's a flood of things that you can do. You're decorating there is what you're doing. Let's go on. What? Clarified by. Yeah, look at this. Tidy up your life so you can make space for something new. You're donating items here. You're clearing out a room. You're giving things away. So I feel like that this could be you decorating after you've cleared out something. It's associated with the Death card. It's a transformation. Tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. Let's keep going. Clarified by honoring your emotions is one of the highest forms of self-care. So, see which. So, this could be what was blocked or what was discouraged in the past. Somebody discouraged you from speaking your truth. Look at this. Clarified by potion. This is the Ace of Cups, but your Ace of Cups is magical. Do you feel that in your heart? That's potential, dear. So your love is potent. It's incredible. Your unconditional loving energy. Now, okay. So I'm just going to put these away. We're going to see if we can get some last pieces of advice from Spirit. So we're going to go back to the regular deck. We'll go to the regular deck. Spirit, what is the final advice? It's coming out right away for Aquarius. Somebody's angry there. A King of Wands. What is the final advice? Aquarius. Somebody's going to try to hold you back from an opportunity. Somebody maybe here is either angry that you're in control or just wanting an opportunity with you. The Wheel of Fortune however, is about some kind of destined event, and you're being told to hold back. What's trying to peek out there? Yeah. What does Aquarius need to know about this King of Wands? I feel like this is important, guys. It's somebody that's gonna come back. I feel like it's something that was stuck in the past, or something you're gonna discover about the past. It's some kind of a discovery about the past or reveal. Wow. Okay. Okay. Somebody is angry because they know that you know. So you're in the Page of Swords there, and it's like you have this information about this violence that was done. You could have witnessed violence, you see, as a child. But there's some kind of revelation or exposure here. What does Aquarius need to know about this King of Wands, please? What does Aquarius need to see? This could be one of your sisters. Okay, somebody is going to be making an offer toward, somebody is going to be trying to get you to take something. And why do I feel like it's not? What does Aquarius need to know about this King of Wands? Somebody could be very manipulative. I feel like that's not good energy. What does Aquarius need to know? Look at the Queen of Swords. Some kind of trickery here. Does Aquarius need to know about that King of Wands deception? Yeah. That Queen of Swords is back. So this, yeah, that Queen of Swords may have hired. I do believe there was spell work. So somebody, hang on now, I'm saying the back of the bus here. So I feel like I should have stopped at each of those splits. She clearly went to a magician. What happened after that? I can't even remember. Who's angry here? How did the magician feel about the Queen of Swords? Then there was an Ace of Wands. How did the magician feel about the Queen of Swords? Guilty. So I feel like that's you, all right, Queen of Wands. Over here is damaging energy that I feel like that Queen of Swords tried to get the magician to bring toward you. Now, why was the magician feeling guilty? Why was he feeling bad? Why was the magician feeling bad? Because of what somebody was trying to get him to do? Why does the magician feel bad? Because of what the Queen of Swords asked him to do. Why? And so it looks like he refused to do it. Looks like he refused. Whoa! There's the same tower. The same tower. Now, this is either it's her trying to do this again, or maybe, I don't know if this is in the past or the future, but that Queen of Swords, something backfired. I feel like this is in the past because these are all the same cards that we had up there. He may feel guilty because this may be something that happened in the past. That Queen of Swords, I feel like that teamwork. Now I know what it had to be a team because she couldn't do it herself. She couldn't do it herself. She either, or maybe she got advice from him on what to do. But anyway, he feels bad because the spell backfired. Something very unexpected happened. There could have been a fire. Why does that magician feel bad? Why does the magician feel bad? Because of a choice that he made. Because of a choice or a contract. It blew up. It blew up. Blew up. Look at this. And there you are in the Page of Wands. Now, this is an important decision that you're making here. There is a choice that you have to make. What is the choice? What is the advice for the choice that Aquarius has to make? There's somebody that you need to get rid of, to stop communicating with. These people are coming back, I feel. What does Aquarius need to know about the future? They literally think they can do this again. There's a return here. What does Aquarius need to know? You've got to walk away from these. I'll tell you what you need to know. Trust your intuition and walk away. Because what's going to happen, I feel, that Ace of Wands is an opportunity to reunite with these people from the past. They've gone downhill. They're now in the Five of Pentacles. They have nothing, no intuition. They're probably coming to you for juice, for creative energy or something. You know it. Don't say a word, okay? Keep your secrets to yourself. Somebody may be trying to steal an idea here, but the move on is the energy here. There is no going back. What does Aquarius need to know about these people who are trying to return? Does Aquarius need to know about these people who are trying? They're angry as hell and they're violent, and you already know this because you're sitting in the High Priestess energy. All right, so resist the temptation. All you do is you just say, you don't have to say anything, actually. You can just say, you know what, I just kind of feel like being by myself. Now, they're probably going to be pushy. And here's what you say if your energy is not jiving with somebody else's, and I'm putting that in a very polite way. You just say, you know what, I don't think I'm making you feel good, and to be honest, you're not making me feel good, and I think we're on different paths, and here are my boundaries, and this is my decision. I'm sorry, but I don't wish to speak with you anymore, and that's it. And you can tell them, in the future, should our energies be matched, if they work well together, I'd be more than willing, but this is not going to happen. The bottom line is, they didn't accept you for your true, authentic self. On top of that, your true, authentic self was happy, healing, joyful, magical, original. They put you down. They made you feel ashamed of who you truly are. Shame on them. Cut them off. Anyway, sorry to be so severe about that, but the essence of who you are, they may say, I never hurt you. Well, maybe they didn't physically hurt you, but the real you is not in the physical. I can't remember which author was asked. I think it was the guy who wrote all the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. He was being interviewed. I'm sorry that I can't remember his name. But Oprah Winfrey interviewed him once, and she asked him, what is the worst thing that you can do to somebody spiritually? And he said, not accepting someone for their true, authentic self. And that is what they did. It is the worst. It is a demeaning energy. It goes to the essence and the core of who you are. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Let me know if anything resonated.